Hi, this is Fisher Solutions. We're going to show you how to use our handgun sight tool to install sights on your handgun. We do have a video out there on removing the sights. People ask for a more extensive video on installing the sights, and that's what we're going to show you today. To answer a few questions, people ask, what type of material should I use to insulate my slide? Well, in our removal video, we use business cards, which seem to work okay, but another thing that we use here at our shop is chamois material. Chamois material is fairly thin, so it doesn't allow the slide to twist when you're compressing it. It's readily available at any auto parts store, and it does a very good job of protecting your slide. One thing that we're often asked is, how do I know that my sight fits into my dovetail before I go to install it? And what you want to do is you want to fit the sight into the slide. The term drop-in sights is used way too often in this industry. You need to fit the slide. To do so, what I do is I'll take the sight itself and rub it along a file a little bit at a time and try it into the slide, into the dovetail. If it fits, then you're good. When you receive the tool, it's going to come in a small flat rate post office box, priority mail. And this is the tool itself. You'll notice that the tool has a small block with a pin in it clamped inside of it. This is called the clamping block shim, and you can see this is what it looks like installed. We've got an XD slide inside the tool right now, and the pin itself will fit inside this hole at the bottom of the tool once you have removed the large shim block. We do get customers that ask, how do I install angled sights onto my slide? Our pusher blade has an angled side to it and a flat side to it. When you get to the point where you want to start the angled slide into the tool, use the flat side of the blades. You can see here and here. Use the flat side, have it protrude just a little bit past the bottom of the sight. Get your sight installed to where it's parallel with the slide. Once you've done that, turn it around and use the angled side of the blade on the sight to do your final adjustments. Okay, now we're going to show you how to use the universal handgun sight tool to install sights. In this situation, we're not going to use a chamois or any type of insulating material, just so it's easier for you to see how the slide fits into the tool itself. So we've got the tool in a vise, and all we do basically is just tighten up the clamping block with the slide lined up. Tighten it down. We tighten down our jam nut. Normally I use a wrench here, but we don't really need it in this situation. Glocks are fairly easy. Three-quarter wrench. We're doing this on the bolt head, not on the nut itself. Pulling the wrench towards me, and as you can see, the sights are going on, the rear sight's going on. If you have to use more force than I'm using right now, as you saw earlier, the vise moved a little bit. It's not bolted to the table, but if you have to use more force than this, try fitting your sight properly, as I showed earlier in the video. Another question I get from people is, how do I know that my sights are in properly? Well, a set of calipers can be very handy. Line of sight, you can look at it and tell if it's close, but one thing I do recommend doing is taking the tool itself with you to the range and using the tool to make final adjustments on the sight. What we're showing now is a view of the sight tool through the sight hole underneath the nut, and you can see there's the dovetail I'm pointing out with the pencil here. Once you see that you're perfectly lined up, you'll be able to see that dovetail through the hole as pictured here.